I want to rank the Fan Omnitrixes by their chances of beating an Omnidroid. I'll be using the final Omnidroid as my measuring stick. I will be ranking with these metrics. No chance, meaning no, they can't beat an Omnidroid. Could trade some blows, meaning they could get some hits in, but that's pretty much it. It's a brawl, meaning both sides would go toe to toe, something like Vegeta versus Goku or Gojo versus Sukuna. Could beat it, meaning it's a pretty decent chance that they could win by clutching it up, but it's not 100%. 100% victory though is pretty self-explanatory. Anyways, let's go! The Chakitrix. This would be difficult with the fact that the Omnidroid is so durable. I think that most of what Ben has here in the Chakitrix might be a bit too low powered to straight up brawl with it, since they are all hybrids of humans and alien DNA, but except for forearms. And with the fact that the Omnidroid can adapt so well, we might be in a bit of a problem. A huge weakness too with the Chakitrix is that Ben is a sitting duck that can't really fight. Now the Omnidroid's versions that fought the Incredibles are insanely durable and can tank hits from the highest levels of damage of the Chakitrix with no problem. Heartblast's flames are incredibly hot, but the Omnidroid resists high temperatures. Forearms is pretty strong, however super strength
is not enough.
We did have Wild Pup rip a tractor to shreds. However, I think our best chance will come from the Galvanic Mechamorph, the Chakitrix upgrade or update. She would be able to take over the device and have it either stab itself or go to the bottom of the ocean. However, we have to factor in Ben's personality a bit, and with the fact that he loves to go for heavy hitters, he would probably most likely summon Diamond Heart or Forearms. Instead of update, who would have the advantage? So I would put Chakitrix Ben Tennyson into could beat it category. The Zelatrix. Now this watch uses demon species instead of the typical aliens, with only 2 demons having been revealed so far. Now how would this watch stack up to the Omnidroid? Well, since the Zelatrix has 2 main powerhouses, which are the Infernite species and Obsidian, it may be an easier decision to make. The Zelatrix Heat Blast has incredible agility and flame control that would enable him to at bare minimum immobilize the Omnidroid rather than one-tapping it. However, the weakness in this transformation is the fact that it still is a wild card and could end up taking over Ben and rampaging. On the other hand, Obsidian, who is willing to give Ben control over his power, is incredibly fast and agile, and its crystal control is pretty scary. It's a lot better than what we've seen from Diamond Head in the original show. But the real question now becomes, could it pierce the Omnidroid? I personally don't think it could. I think Zelatrix Ben would land into the tier of getting some hits in, but I think that's pretty much it. The 5 years later Omnitrix. Now this Omnitrix is
the work of art.
The amount of power and diversity between it is scary. And with the fact that Ben has basically mastered it at this point in his life, makes taking on the Omnidroid potentially just a rough task on a Tuesday. It has a lot of variations in selectable playlists within the watch itself, and they are all super terrifying. Especially the Powerhouse playlist. This consists of Ben's most dangerous aliens that are terribly strong. Stuff like Atomics, Waybig, and even unique aliens like the Void are all a part of this select list of aliens. Now from what I can see, all of them can take out the Omnidroid, whether by overloading it with radiation or simply trapping it in dark matter with the power of the Void. And then there's Monkey, who can just So yeah, 5YL Ben is definitely trashing the Omnidroid. The Charitrix is another fan Omnitrix that spawns aliens. It bears a lot of similarities between itself and the Chakitrix aliens, but this time they are a lot more feral and aggressive. We have a similar set of aliens that are present in the Chakitrix, with none being able to really pierce or immobilize the device. Charitrix Ben does seem to be a bit more experienced for combat though, since he's strong enough to lift up a Vaxasaurian. Well, his own weird version of Humongosaur. And even though his aliens aren't the most suited to take down an Omnidroid for the most part, he still has both versions of Upgrade, or Ultra T. So if he fights the Omnidroid with the corrupted upgrade, which is basically malware, the Omnidroid will 100% be toast, since when she takes over tech, she basically destroys it afterwards. However, if he takes it on with a pure version of this upgrade, even though she is a lot more docile, she could still control the robot in a way that would be able to help it to dismantle itself. And a big plus is that she does drain battery energy once she's completed with her merging. So that's a pretty good plus. So I'd say it's pretty much a wash for Charitrix Ben, as long as he actually picks upgrade. The X-Trix now is one of the most broken fan Omnitrixes of all time. It is a watch that is used by an evil Ken Tennyson with a permanent functional upgrade known as the X-Enhanced. This basically fuses all the aliens with Celestial Sapien DNA, and it gets ridiculous. Like even X-Enhanced Grey Matter, which should be the supposed weakest alien, has powers that are out of this world. He can use psychic abilities, and his thoughts are so powerful that he can nuke planets. Yeah man, the OMNIDROID is toast. The X-Trix definitely beats it. Anyways, here's my list of what I think can tangle with the OMNIDROID the best. And as you can see, there's some levels to this, guys. But another thing that has levels to it are these fan Omnitrixes. Click here to learn about all 7 of them.